for you, Richard. All right, Richard Dean.
Hi, everyone. Big surprise. I'm here helping a little bit of a training tonight. So this says a businessman perspective, but it's more of a husband perspective. For me, at the beginning with Reagan, she had been in 7 different network marketing businesses before, and we had a busy home building company. So I really didn't worry or even think about or even engage what she was doing. She came home, got the product to us, and the first thing we kind of noticed was our son, which never ate fruits and vegetables. We were at dinner one night, and all of a sudden, he orders a salad. And both Reagan and I are looking underneath the table and kicking each other underneath the table, like, what has happened here? And that's the kind of first time I kind of took notice of the product. But for me, I just, at the time, we had a home building company. We were busy. We were like the third, one of the fastest growing home builders in the nation at the time. And really, not that I didn't care, I just wasn't really engaged at all, thinking it'll just kind of pass, but did like the product as it went forward. And as time went on, I used to tell Reagan that she gave me a call from the first conference she went to, and some of the other marketings we went to, I used to call her and say, well, so were they singing songs and holding hands? And she said, no, that was actually a great conference. I'm kind of going, really? Because I was kind of surprised, even though I think at Juice Plus they have a lot of good fun nowadays, but at the time I was just joking, kindling, but she came home and then she started working her business. The business started growing. And this was about 2004, 5, 6. And our company, our home building company and land development company was still going really well. But all of a sudden in 2007, 2008, the market really changed. And for us, one thing I noticed that Reagan started making a little bit of income. She started having a little bit of confidence. And so she convinced me to go to one of the conferences. And at the conference, I would say that was the first time from a male's perspective that when I got to a conference and actually saw the people on stage and listened to some of the NMD speeches that you guys have been to before, that I really kind of felt from the heart. And then also listening to Jay Martin and really think about from a businessman's perspective that here's a guy that started the company so long ago, still running as CEO, and in this day and age, it's not easy. There's always ups and downs. And started to come away from the conferences with a lot more positiveness. And 2007, 2008, then the market crashed on our home building company. And honestly, by that time, Reagan was getting up to an NMD and her check was rising. And if it wasn't for her check during that time, we didn't have money to do stuff or even put food on the table for a while. And I used to kid Reagan when we were in their company is, we had the home building company, you never get quite large enough to get off the personal guarantees. So I used to tell her, well, look, the more money we're on borrowing, the better chance we have to get through that time. And in the late 2007, we were probably on $75 million of debt personally. So, which is kind of like, you never have a chance if the market kind of goes down, and which it did. So it went down. We ended up having to work through that. What's that?
This is what they see.
Okay.
So just so you know, you can hit the forward button.
All right. Sorry guys, where do I hit the forward button? Technical defect.
Right here.
I need my glasses because I can't read anyway. So it was kind of so here's Reagan rising, making money, and as a husband, I was kind of like, wow, all of a sudden I'm feeling like a sliding. I feel like I'm not doing very well for our family. We have so much debt we're going through. And I started looking at what her business was doing, and that she paid $50 to join as a member. And all of a sudden she's getting this residual income. She's getting more and more customers every day. So for me, it was really kind of a time for me to, as a male, kind of saying, geez, this is more than I just thought. Because I think I think I was always dreaming, thinking that you got to build something, you got to buy something, you got to create all this stuff that make you to the next level. And if anybody here has own your own company, I mean, you realize how much it costs for employees and how much it costs to have leases and all the things it takes to run a company compared to what it takes for a Juice Plus business. It's so much different. I'm a Gary.
Yeah.
So saying we can pass that a little bit. So anyway, one of the things during that time also was Reagan's check was getting larger, and started having her medical benefits paid in, because at one time our company paid for all that. All of a sudden it didn't happen that way. So again, I think for me, we've been involved in a lot of real estate, land development, but we also got involved in Quiznos and some of the franchises from the franchisor side versus the franchisee side. And again, it's just the risk that you have to take with this business versus the gain. There's nothing like it that I've seen. And once you get kind of tuned into network marketing and the opportunity it creates by just spending time sharing, it's really remarkable where it can go. Yeah. So the thing about, again, about franchise fees being high, hired consultants, many employees, everybody's had a business, know that every time you turn around, you got to update the software, all the things you have to do with the company. And then if you're working for somebody, you have the same issues where you're trying to get that freedom and time. And having time is probably the biggest thing. I mean, one thing about Ray and I, we're self-employed. We've been doing that for over 30 years. And you have lots of free time, but you also never have the ability to kind of get away from it. And this business here, and one thing we found, because we've done so much traveling, like even when we're going on a trip to New Zealand for a month, all of a sudden we're there talking to a gentleman at one of the places we're staying in. He talks about almost all the trouble he's having. And Ray and I kind of kid each other. And we kind of look at each other and go, this guy needs Juice Plus. And before we left, sure enough, we signed him up in New Zealand. So the one thing about this business, you can do it any place, anywhere you want to, and it makes it easy. And really, there's not the risk behind that to make it happen. And again, like I said before, just a $50 annual fee, not much barrier to entry for that. And some of the concerns we get into as we move forward, I mean, everybody knows that everybody talks about Social Security is potentially not going to be there. The cost of Medicare funding forward. And so how much security do you really have in your retirement or if a company sells? And again, in this business, once you start building a network of people, they're all working for you each and every day. I mean, I was surprised yesterday we came home from Breckenridge, and even though we usually don't do anything Sunday, all of a sudden we get a call from one of our distributors that kind of comes and goes. All of a sudden she's signing somebody up, and we're sitting there watching Sunday morning on the TV show, and Reagan's like, somebody just signed up and helping them sign up in the person. And who gets to do that so easily and have an easy way to kind of grow your business, but you're doing it while you're doing whatever you want to do at the same time. So it's pretty amazing that way. So again, I put this little slide up here if everybody can see it. One of the things that's interesting is how much money do you need to have in the bank to be able to have kind of the income you can get potentially from being a distributor at different levels. This one here says all sorts of different levels down, but
you can reach the right slide. That's the correct slide.
I haven't got there yet.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's good. So,
Okay.
so anyhow, average network national marketing director is making close to $10,000 per month. And to have that much money to do it, you'd almost have to have $6 million in the bank to bring that kind of income per month in it at an annual rate of about 2%. So even though it doesn't seem like it's much, to have that continual residual income shows you how much cash you really need in the bank. But for me, again, life is not measured by the breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. And I know for Reagan and I, we're finding more times that those moments are taking our breath away. So thank you.
All right. So thank you, Richard. So obviously, Richard's been able to be right by my side through this whole journey. And I want to just go back to this slide, you guys, because I want you to really appreciate what your check is. So if somebody is brand new, if you wanted to make $200, I mean, if you're making $200 a month, it's really hard to even find 2% on a savings and loan right now. You would need $120,000 in the bank to pay you $200 a month. So I want you to think about your income as like annuity income. Okay, so you can kind of look through this chart. If you guys want me to post it, I'm happy to post it somewhere. But if you're making $800 a month, you need $480,000 in the bank to pay you that every single month. So like Richard said, where else do you get to do this for $50? So again, $10,000 per month. Average national marketing director income. You would need $6 million in the bank. So that's what you've got the opportunity to do. So anyway, Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I am going to stop the share. Okay. So